Toko didn't try to say anything either. I wondered if it was best to let the conversation die without saying any more on the matter. It would probably be awkward to keep drilling her about it, but I was sure that if I dropped the subject, it would keep weighing on my mind when I got back home to my room that day, and I wouldn't be able to concentrate on anything. How did it feel getting confessed to? Though I hesitated, unsure whether there was something I should ask. My mouth practically moved on its way. Like he must not have a very good taste. The edge of Toku's mouth lifted crookedly with her self-derision. Now that's not even remotely true. Oh, that's a vehement objection. Toku's eyes widened as though she were slightly surprised. I was taken aback at myself too, since I'd objected on reflex. Still, I couldn't bear the thought of Toko being that ignorant of her own value. Toko, you're beautiful, I told her frankly, though I honestly didn't know if the circumstances gave me a reasonable excuse to say it. It was as though the intensity of the topic had put me on edge, too. Toko combed her fingers through her hair and then held out her hand to me, as though she were offering something. You are too, Sayaka. Considering the mood of the conversation, I did feel like there was a chance she might reply like that, but I hadn't actually expected her to be so straightforward about it. I felt as though my body might freeze up again. Is that so shocking? It's just that not many people have ever said that to me. Really? Really? I think that I was used to people telling me that I was exceptional and things like that. Well, they really must not have good taste then. She repeated her words from earlier. There was nothing more I wanted than for Toko to like me, and I didn't want to think that her compliments were lies. Even Yusuke senpai from junior high had probably been drawn to me by my looks at first. I wanted to preserve some self-confidence, though I felt like I would lose it the longer I stood next to Toko. Beautiful, huh? Quite. The confirmation eased my embarrassment slightly. But I think I'm a step or two behind in terms of beauty, Toko remarked lightly, still trying to deny it. But I was curious about what exactly she meant. Who are you comparing yourself to? Surely, she didn't mean me. As though Toko had only just realized what she'd said, she shifted her gaze away. Oh, no one. Toko's reply was short and firm. It was like a hard rock bouncing off the ground. Her voice was cold, as though she would reject anyone trying to touch on the subject. It's nothing. She started walking faster, leaving her words behind her. Her bleak attempt to cover things up hung in the air and oxidized in a moment's breath. I continued to stay a step behind Toko, as I let all of that brush past my cheek. It definitely couldn't have been nothing. Someone who was a step or two more beautiful than Toko. I couldn't even imagine it, but I felt like I wanted to meet them at least once. Putting that aside, there were so many things I couldn't see that Nanami Toko wouldn't let me see. Her weaknesses, her ugliness, her cowardice, her inferiority complex, her jealousy, her trauma, her real self, her public face, her hatred, her timidity, self-denial, her biases, her disposition, her hostility, her spitefulness, and all the many other dark things hidden inside her. Certainly, if I caught a glimpse of all those things, There was a chance that my straightforward feelings for her would be torn to shreds. I didn't know whether there was really something I wanted to find out about, get involved in. But still, for the time being, I would keep walking, following behind her.